Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Kevin. Kevin is from the Netherlands. So let's see what Kevin has to say. Enjoy the interview. See. So hello Kevin, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
So how was your day today?
My day was good. I had a short work day at home, and
Mhm.
I went to the gym after, had some training. So now I'm sore and tired and ready to relax.
Oh, thanks for taking the time this evening. Thanks for being so sweet and make the time.
No
And
problem.
and tell me, where are you from, Kevin?
Well, I'm originally from Austria. I was born there, and when I was 5 years old, I moved to the Netherlands together with my mom. So now I'm based in the Netherlands. I'm actually near Amsterdam, but not directly in Amsterdam.
I see. So, since you're 5 years old, you always had your whole life has been in the Netherlands.
Yes, yes, but I went back to Austria to see my dad.
I see.
He
See.
lives there, so it's like when I was a kid, I went there like twice a year.
Oh, I see. And what do you do for work, for living?
I work here in my small city in a company where I help the people with their computers. I'm kind of a service desk IT kind of guy. So they
Okay.
call me or they come to me in the company, and I will help them make sure that everything works. So it's a lot of social and a lot of computer.
And what do you like the most about your job?
I really like the aspect of the social part. It gives me a lot of energy when people are very happy and they are like well helped and the yeah really the social aspect.
Amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life overall and also about your point of views, okay?
Yeah, yeah, cool.
But before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Again, something interesting about myself.
Yeah.
I like to believe that I'm very open-minded. Nothing happening in the world or in my life really shocks me. I
Mhm.
can accept situations or opinions or lifestyles or people or everything very easily. So that's a part of who I am, of my personality.
And you always been this way?
I think so. I think so. If I think back, I always was very open-minded, even as a kid.
Hmm.
I did got bullied a lot as a kid though, and I had a hard time connecting with people and making friends. But even in that situation, I always felt very open and understanding of the world around me.
I see. And do you have siblings as well, or you are the only child?
My dad actually has 7 kids, so I'm not the only one.
Oh, wow.
But I'm exactly in the middle. There are 3 smaller ones and 3 bigger sisters.
That's amazing. But from your mom's side, just you.
From my mom's side, it's me and my 3 big sisters, so we are with
I,
4.
I see.
My
And
dad,
your
another woman, my stepmom, and 3 other kids with her.
I see. And your parents, they are Austrian?
My mom is Dutch, actually. She lived for
I,
20 years in Austria with my dad, and
mhm,
my dad is Austrian, like me and my 3 big sisters.
I see. Amazing. Kevin, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
I'm very curious. Let's do it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Yeah, cool.
Let's do it. All right. So before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Amazing. Right. First question for you is: what do you think people need to know about each other before they get married?
Oh. Oh, you start off with a good question. Um, I'm a feeling kind of guy, so I like to know the kind of vibe and feeling, the chemistry between someone. I don't know if that counts, but
Hmm.
everything from how you look at each other, how you communicate without even talking. I think it's called in English, how do we say that? Non-verbal communication, something like that. Or you
But
can
like
see that.
body language, like yeah.
Yes, I mean that. I think that's very important. That's the thing you need to understand about the other person because communication goes more than ways than just talking.
I see. And for you, one person to connect with you in a romantic way, like in a date, what this person must have and what this person must not have.
I was very shy when I was younger. And if I now would date somebody who is also very shy and I try to be open and funny, but the person keeps staying shy, then I feel like I'm not connecting and I will get awkward too, and then the whole vibe will get destroyed. So it needs to be a person who at least wants to show himself, wants to be himself, and wants to make me get to know him. So
When you mentioned about being bullied as a child, why was that? Because your sexuality, because you're a shy guy. What was the big reason?
I think the biggest reason was because I came from Austria and I moved to a small town. So I was like the outcast, like the person from like a whole nother place. And because it was a very small town and everybody knew each other, I instantly fell out of the wagon. I also was different as a kid. I acted a little different as a kid. I knew that I was gay from a very young age, even. I played differently as boys, so there were enough reasons for me to be different, and being different is a problem with kids. You
I
fall out of the group and you're the one getting bullied for it.
see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. All right, Kevin. Next question is right.
Yes.
We talk about dating. Look, the next question. Tell us about a funny memory or a funny situation that you had during a date, if you can share.
Funny as in that you can laugh about it, or
Yes, something strange or something funny that happened to you that you're never gonna forget.
ooh, I have to think about that. Something strange or funny. Well, I used to kind of date two different guys, and I found out that they were twins, but they didn't look like each other.
Oh my God.
So I don't know
Really?
if that counts, but it was really awkward. It was really awkward.
But they played around with you, so they kind of knew that was happening, and you didn't know anything about it, or not, in different situations.
It wasn't exactly at the same time, but very close. And I somehow never knew those were brothers. So, but they didn't look like each other at all. So I would never guess they were twins.
Ah, so
So
it was just a coincidence.
yeah, I found out when one of the guys showed a picture with his brother, and I was like, "Whoops."
Did you tell him or not? Did you open up
Oh
about or
yes,
not?
oh yes, I was honest. I was, and they both had no problem with it at the end. So it was all
That's,
okay. I always
that's
believe in honesty. How awkward stuff is, I'm always honest.
wow. Saying that, Kevin, when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the best part of being Kevin? What's the best part of being you?
For me nowadays, the best part is that I have a very good relationship with myself. When I'm alone, I actually don't feel alone because I know I can count on myself. So that's something very rich. I'm not worried about life because of that. I trust my instincts and what I do, and that I grow as a person. And even when I make mistakes, I learn from them. And I think that that part of myself is the thing that's the most reassuring and what I like the most about me.
Do you feel like nowadays in your life you are living your best self?
Again,
Do you think nowadays, as you said, that you feel happy, you feel the way you are, you feel confident with yourself? Saying that, do you feel like that's the happiest or the most a confident time of your life that you feel about yourself?
Yes, yes, for sure. I used to tell my friends last year that 2023 was the best year I ever had in all my life. I had a lot of trauma and a lot of drama and a lot of bullying and a lot of moving and a lot of finding
Mhm.
out who I am and what I want and all that stuff. And last year I felt like I had a great job, I had good friends, I was happy with myself, so everything was perfect.
Amazing. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, you mentioned about you were born in Austria, and you have parents, a Dutch mom and the Austrian dad. So tell me a little bit about your experience growing up. Did you have both language at home? Did your parents kind of focus on it? Walk me through about your experience.
I was very in my own world as a kid. So I used to, the first time I could open the door in Austria, I was like leaving the house and going to a restaurant and ordering like fries, and they gave me fries as a kid from I think I was, I don't even know, maybe 2 or 3 years old. And then they called my parents because they knew I was, and they come pick me up. And I always did stuff like that. Always went out on adventures when I was very young. And my mom actually taught me a lot of Dutch before I went to the Netherlands because we had family here. So we also went on family visits. So I actually grew up speaking both languages, and the part where I'm from in Austria, we speak a strong dialect. So it actually sounds a really different than the normal German. Um, and I grew up in a small town there in the mountains, so no city. It's like really small. I think 200 people live there. It's like
Oh,
really small, like a
wow.
really small town.
Wow. And nowadays, you still can speak both languages?
Yes, I speak both languages and also just normal German.
Hmm.
And I speak a lot of we call it Carinthic. I don't know if there's an English word for it. It's from Carinthia. That's a part of Austria. And I
Okay,
speak with all of my family except with my mom and my sisters in Netherlands. We sometimes speak German, we sometimes speak Dutch, we can speak anything. So
that's amazing. Amazing. Okay. Next question is, my God, all the questions about dating. I'm gonna take this away.
you can ask me anything. So
Okay. Next question is, what does family mean to you?
family means for me the people I really trust, the people I have around me, the people that will always be there. My family is very stable, so I have no bad relationship with anyone in my whole family, and the relationships are stable for years and actually very good, and we are all very loving and respecting to each other. I don't see my family a lot though because I don't
Mhm.
live near any of them. Um, Closest one is my mom, I think 40 minutes away, and my other sister is like 1 hour away. And Austria is for me like one day of traveling away, so it's not always easy, but we speak sometimes, and that's also good.
And how often do you go to Austria?
I used to go there twice a year, but since I'm older and I work and I don't have as much as vacation as when I went to school, I go there maybe once every 2 years, sometimes a little bit more.
I see. Okay. Next question for you is, oh, actually, no, I need to play the music. Next question, let's do it. Hey, Kevin, next question is, who are you most thankful for and why?
Um, I am most thankful for my friends I have here, two girlfriends actually. They are always here for me in hard times, and we are friends since like 13 or 14 years.
Wow.
Um, it's hard to pick between my friends and my family because I also really like my dad. My dad has always been a hero for me, even though he wasn't around in my life a lot because he lived in Austria, but he
Uh-huh.
was always there for me when I needed him. and I'm really bonding with him lately very well, and he really respects me, and he's also very open-minded, and I can talk with him about anything, and it's something so special to me.
That's
I
amazing.
really like that.
Tell me what's the biggest similarity between you and your dad and the biggest difference?
The biggest similarity, you mean?
Yeah, and the biggest difference.
Ooh, my dad and I are both very open-minded. I think the open-mindedness to me is taught by my dad. So he really showed me you can respect everyone and you can accept anything, and as long as people are loving to each other, there should be no problem with any lifestyle or whatever you like to do. So I can really talk with him about anything, even about me being maybe polyamorous or open-minded in relationships or stuff like that, and dating with guys. It's all no problem. And our biggest difference is I'm a very technological guy. I love my tech, like my expensive computers and phone and making pictures and editing stuff, and that's my whole thing. And video games, and he is very nature and good for the environment, and uh, um, more minimalistic in that way, I think.
Hmm.
He lives in we said it, spending as less money as possible and stuff, and I'm always like, I need the most expensive one, the good quality. The It's sometimes funny, but sometimes he also comes to me for advice because of that, because my stuff always works and he sometimes has broken stuff. So
That's amazing.
it's typical for the older generation.
Ready for another question?
Sorry?
Ready for another one?
Yes, yes, of course.
Let's do it. Next question. Okay, Kevin, next question is if
hmm
you were to raise a child, yeah, what are the most important things would you like them to learn?
I thought about this sometimes. If I look back to my own upbringing, my mom was very protecting and very strict, and sometimes that projected not enough trust on me, and it could make me insecure because I felt like I couldn't make my own choices. And my dad always let me be completely free and didn't care about what I did. So I am lucky to have both extremes, but I learned from both extremes that being too free is not good and being too strict is not good. And the kid needs to make own mistakes to learn from them. I should not plan everything for the kid, but I also need to show him or her a road to take, because too much freedom can also be very distracting. So kind of a balance in freedom and upbringing, I think.
Do you think as you experienced of having two culture growing up, like Austrian and also Dutch, and do you think for you this is something that you feel lucky about it? That for you was okay. I'm so grateful for that, or in a way for you was a bit difficult and tricky for you to have both, ways of being brought up, like different countries.
Well, both things that you're saying are actually part of this, because growing up in two different places at the same time as a kid and visiting Austria a lot gives me way more open-mindedness to think about that worlds can be completely different and people can completely be different and cultures can be different. So that helped me shape my personality. But
Mhm.
moving and the problem with the bullying and constantly losing friends and stuff I trust as a kid in an age where it's crucial for you to hold on to stuff, that was very hard. So it has negative and positive sides. It's challenging, but it also makes you grow more as a person.
If you have the superpower of changing this in your life or erasing that part of your life that wasn't very easy, would you keep it or you would take it out?
I would be anxious that if I change anything, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I am very happy with who I am today and with all the knowledge I have. So even if I would make my youth more perfect and erase some of the trauma, I'm scared that it would also erase some of my growth and some of my personality. So I would only do it if I could experiment with it and also go back and remember who I was. But if I don't have that, I will not touch anything. I will just,
Amazing.
I will just make mistakes probably and create a whole different life, and wouldn't even know that I had a better life because I erased that. So
Very good. It's good. It's amazing when you are in a moment of your life when you feel your best self. You feel like, you know what, I meant to be here for, besides the negativity, everything that we went through, as you mentioned a few times already about being bullied. I'm sure it wasn't easy, but it builds the person you are right now. And if you're happy, if you feel like you're in the right place, everything contributes in the end, and everything meant to be that way.
exactly, exactly.
Amazing. Three questions left. Let's do it.
Hmm.
Right. Before the next question, I'm going to ask a question in two parts. The first part, the question is, as you said that you had a very open-minded, still your dad, your family, they were kind of raised in a way that you could be yourself. Um, did you have a moment when you came out, or they just kind of figure out by themselves that you were gay? And the other part of the question is, you mentioned about polyamory, yeah, as a relationship. Are you in a polyamorous relationship right now?
I'm single at the moment. No relationship.
I see. And for you, when you mention polyamory, is it something that you already be involved, or is just something that you never experienced before?
I experienced having a relationship, being in an open one, and also building up more relationships.
Hmm.
I didn't see that as dating one person and just having sex with people. No, I see it as I like to connect with people, and
Uh-huh.
I will never want to restrict myself from a natural connection if it happens. So because of that, I like to think I'm polyamorous, but I would only know for sure if I've been in a polyamorous relationship. So it's a thing I think, but I'm not sure yet.
I see. And
But I
about
think
coming
it
out,
fit my personality.
I see. And about coming out, did you have a moment when you set your parents down, said, okay, let's talk about it, or no, it just happened
I had,
naturally?
I had two coming out moments because I had my whole thing in Austria and I had my whole thing in the Netherlands. And my coming out was actually in both ways dramatic. Um, when I was 11 years old, I sent an email to my mom, an email that I was gay. I knew it when I was 8 years old, and I was stressing for 2 years that I would be thrown out of the house and I would get in trouble and whatever, because that was the stuff I saw on TV. So I had no way of thinking that it also could be all good. So I sent her the email, and she to me the next day and she said, "Am I not giving you enough attention? What is this? You cannot be gay. You cannot know this. You're too young, blah, blah, blah." She actually didn't have a problem with me being gay, but she didn't understand that I could know it from such a young age.
I
And then we
see.
didn't talk about it actually anymore. And then in the years after, it became kind of natural. And now we talk about it like there's nothing wrong or nothing special about it. It's completely normal.
I
And
see.
with my dad, I was 16 years old. And when I told my dad, he was like, "Oh, I knew it because you had that profile picture with that other guy on your Facebook." But that was actually a straight friend of mine, so it was completely wrong.
That's funny.
That was funny, but he was like, "I love one of my kids being a little different because I like different things and whatever." He was
Oh,
very chill about it and never any issue. So I completely felt safe in 5 seconds after we talked about it.
that's
And
amazing.
that's amazing. The only issue in Austria was one of my friend groups started to kind of say things like, "If we see you, we're gonna hit you," and blah blah blah. And so that was not nice. So I lost. Maybe it's better that I lost them because it weren't the right
Sure.
people for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that happened in Austria, and it's there more. It's more in the towns, more hard to talk about these things about being gay and stuff like that. It's too weird for most of the people there. And here in the Netherlands, the funny thing is when I came out, I only told two friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I had my first date with a guy and we kissed and blah 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 when I was 15 years old. And I told those two girls that story. and they were talking about it at school, and somebody else heard that, and then it went through the whole school. And then when I came to school, I could see like all these eyes looking at me when I came at school, and I was scared, and I knew exactly that they knew. So I was panicking, and I didn't know what to do. And then like a group of straight guys came to me, and I was really scared at that point. But they said, we really like it that you can be yourself, and we will protect you if someone bullies you and this and that.
That's
So I
amazing.
was completely shocked. I was like, okay, okay, thank you. And
Wow.
that was actually also the year where the bullying stopped and I became more popular at school for some reason. It was really uh, different psychology or something.
Wow, that's amazing.
Uh, it's really amazing. And there was one guy that was still bullying me like really a lot. And I found out that he was gay himself later. So
Wow.
gay guy at school, the other gay guy was the one that bullied me the most for it.
It's interesting because he was fighting with himself and somehow he came down on you. Yeah,
I think so. But I knew that he was gay like 4 years later, not soon after that moment.
I see.
And after all that Austria and the Netherlands drama, no other drama ever happened again. I am
Amazing.
very open. I talk with people about it. Nobody ever makes a problem of it. I'm very lucky to just be able to be myself without anyone judging me for it.
Amazing. Okay. Next question is, what's the best advice have you ever received?
The best advice I ever received. I think my mom once told me, just let it happen. That simple
Wow.
piece of advice, just let it happen. I always thought about that, and in moments where I'm really anxious and I start to overthink and I don't know what to do, then I stop and I say, just let it happen. You have no control over it anyway. You can only use your skills you learned to act in the moment, but you don't know what the moment is yet. So just wait and you'll see. I
Wow.
think that's a very powerful piece of advice.
It's so amazing. Those little phrases, how can mean a lot. And we meant to hear it and to listen to it at the right time, isn't it? And it stick to us.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
exactly.
amazing. Two questions left. Let's do it. Okay. Next question is, oh, tough question for you now. Let's see, if your plane was going down, yeah, and you could call just one person to say goodbye, which person that would be and why?
Ooh,
Very tough.
that's a really tough one. That's a really, really tough one in my case. And I cannot say like I cannot not send a voice memo in my family group's chat. Oh, the plane is going down. Goodbye. Um,
Could be
oof.
for any reason. It doesn't mean that you love this person more than the other. Maybe sometimes you know you have people in our family that they will be able to take the you know the news in a different way that could comfort other people as well. So it could be different ways of seeing the question.
I think I would call my little sister actually. We are very close, and I'm very proud of who she's becoming, and I want her to know that before I'm gone.
So sweet.
Yeah, I think that's what I will do.
Wow, beautiful.
She's 20 years old, by the way, not very little.
It's still your little sister. It's still
It's
always
not
will be.
little sister.
Ready for the last question?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Let's fun. Before the last question, yeah, as you mentioned, so open about your experience growing up. Wasn't easy for people to pick on you for the fact that you were a a foreign person from another country, just starting again a new life. Let's say in a different country because of your sexuality. People watching this interview right now, if they are faced the same situation or they are still, maybe trapped somehow in a way that they cannot be themselves, what would be your best piece of advice?
Ooh, it's hard to give advice about this because some people grow up in communities where they maybe should be very careful what they say because of their own safety.
Mm-hmm.
But if you grow up in a Western country that is more accepting, I say take the risk because it's worth it to get rid of that anxiety. If you're really not sure, find someone you can trust and see another perspective before you open up about it. Find a way to slowly get people get used to the idea, or it's hard because I would love to give the perfect piece of advice, but everybody's situation is so differently. So
Mm-hmm.
every advice counts for every situation. So,
I see.
but at least try to remember who you are and not lose yourself in whatever situation you are, and don't let your environment turn you into someone you're not.
Amazing. Last question is, tell us about your guilty pleasure.
Ooh, my guilty pleasure. I have so many though. I just enjoy to sing the Taylor Swift all day. I think that's
Really?
my biggest guilty pleasure is.
Wow. Top three favorite songs.
Ooh, from her?
Yeah?
Would have, could have, should have.
Uh-huh.
Not a very popular one. The Great American Dynasty. Really like that one. And Cruel Summer.
Wow. Have you seen her in concert or not?
I will see
Live.
her twice this year, actually. One time in Germany and one time in the Netherlands.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? Let's start with family.
Family. Uh, Family was the first word on my mind. Um, I think love. Love.
One word for money,
I think if you say money, I think about traveling.
okay? Fear,
Fear. I'm so fearless at the moment that I don't have any word. I don't know.
okay. Amazing, okay? Life,
Life. I think about uh, somehow work
okay?
is the first thing.
Love, love,
A hug. Hugging.
oh, religion,
I think about the Jesus cross if you say that.
okay? Sex,
Sex. Then I think about torsos, chest, body parts.
one word for friendship,
Sorry, a word for friendship.
yeah?
Um, Together.
Did I say politics? No, I don't think I did. Politics, one word.
Disaster. That's how I feel about it at the moment.
Regret,
Um, Regret, loss,
desire,
desire. Ooh, yeah, success, I think.
one word for happiness,
Smile.
one word for wish,
Wish.
yeah?
Um, One word for wish. Nothing pops up.
Okay.
So,
Success,
I was not concentrated because I thought you were talking about that I said success. I think about actually my training, my gym, my
okay?
workouts
One word for Austria,
for Austria.
yeah?
I think about mountains right away.
Wow, beautiful. And the last one now, the Netherlands, one word.
Windmills, flatlands.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your dad for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your dad, define Kevin in one positive word and one negative word only. What he would say.
He would say that I am a person who positively. A person who grows very well, develops very well, and changes very fast. He says that a lot. And negatively, he could say that I'm maybe sometimes, I don't know the English word for it, hasty or not relaxed, or
I mean, a bit
a
like
little
a
bit nervously, but
yeah,
not nervous like mentally, but nervous like
yeah.
physically,
I
like
see,
not sitting still.
I see. And if I would ask the same question to your little sister, would be the same answer?
My little sister would say, as a positive thing, he is so cool, something like this. And negatively, I don't know what she would say, actually. Maybe that's a good question to ask her one time. I'm
When
curious
she
what she
when
would.
she when she watches the interview, you can ask her. You see, what would you say?
Yeah, yeah.
And you send me a message, William. She said that. Let's play now, Kevin, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. You can ask me a question now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I have two questions for you, and you can pick the one you like the most to answer, or you can answer both as
I
well.
can I can answer
Uh,
both.
one question is, if you had a superpower you could only use to improve your interviews, which superpower would you like to have?
Oh my God, what a lovely question. Sorry. What a lovely question. I love the question. If I have a superpower to improve my interviews, wow, wow, what a great question. All right, so I think if I would have a superpower to improve my interviews on the show, my goodness, Kevin, you put me in the spot big time. Wow, um, wow. You know what? I think if I have a superpower, that okay, I know the answer now.
Yeah.
If I have superpower, to improve my interviews or to improve my channel, I would have a superpower that everyone who I invite to the show would say yes. Because I invite a lot of people. Sometimes people they don't see the message. Sometimes it's something that's not for them, which I love as well. It's not for everyone. Sometimes people they for any other reason my message doesn't get to them. So if I had superpower to improve my channel, I think I would have like a big list of people waiting for the interview because I contact a lot of people every single day. I love the question. That would be my answer.
You would be talking and interviewing like full time multiple times a
For
day.
sure. I already did over like 1,000 interviews, but for sure I'll be like maybe 6,000 for sure. Next one.
The other question is, if your younger self had a piece of advice for you, something you thought about. No, wait.
No,
I need to know how I'm going to ask this.
I understand. If I
It's
could
the
speak it,
opposite around. It's not what you would tell your younger self, but it's what your younger self would remind you again about from the past to not forget, if you
good.
know it.
Yes, absolutely. I do. I do understand. You know what, Kevin? I think that if my younger self could give me advice for me right now, it would be William, focus or be more relaxed. When you're saying yourself that you are, a person that on the go, like very proactive. Yeah, I would. I think my younger self would give me this advice as well. It's great to be this way. I think we do a lot. We are very creative. We are very, we have a lot of energy to share to do it, but sometimes as well we need to slow down and understand that everything needs to work together. Sometimes it's not just up to you to do your things like fast and quick, and understand it's a good characteristic of us. It's a good trait for you to do your things like in a way that you want to improve, but you need to slow down a little bit and understand that it's up to the environment around you. It's up to other people as well. It's up to a lot of things, not just about you to do everything together on your own, because you're never gonna get anywhere on your own. You need people around you. You need the mistakes, everything. My younger self would say, relax a bit, enjoy the journey. Just slow down. Just remember, it's not up to you. The world needs to go together. Everything needs to work together at the same time. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I really, really feel too. Like my mom
Kevin,
says, just let it happen.
yeah, yes, actually, yes. See, back to your mom's wisdom phrase, little phrase. She said exactly the same because, and I understand as well. I think I'm saying that it's a good trait for you to be this way, like on the go and try things. But as your mom said, let it happen naturally. Let things happen in the right time. If it's meant to be for you, it will come to you somehow. Yeah. So just relax. And actually, that's a phrase that kind of relaxed me a little bit. If it's meant to be for you, it will find a way to get to you. It will be there for you. So just relax. And since I've learned that, the same way
Mm.
as you learned from your mom, when I've learned that, I was like, oh my God, it makes sense. It makes sense. So whatever's for you, it will find a way to come to you, and you get you, and you'll see. Yeah. Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. I did.
Thanks
Was
so
a
much, Kevin. Thanks for
good
being.
energy.
I know you go to bed quite early, and you made time for the interview today. So thanks for your time, for being so kind and sweet as
Oh,
well
no
for the
problem.
interview. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
A positive message, anything to live in. Um, there's
It's it,
there's always light. That's my message. There's always light. How dark it is, there's always light.
absolutely, even the
One
darkest,
cannot exist with the other.
absolutely, in the darkest place, there's always a light there as well, for
Yeah.
sure. Thanks so much. Regard to your family, to your dad, to your mom, to your sisters, and we keep in touch. Okay, it was a pleasure to connect with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
cool. Thank you. Have a good evening.
you too. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye.
Take care. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.